Welcome Virgos, this is your June 15th to June 21st forecast, and your most influential transit this week is going to be Jupiter being square with Neptune, and that's going to occur on June 18th, and that's going to highlight love and relationships. So clarity is going to be key for you, and you're being guided to ensure you're seeing relationships as they truly are, not as you wish them to be. And it's so funny because last week's reading was essentially saying the same thing. So we may have more of that. So you may still be working through that as we enter into this week as well. We also have the Princess of Wands here. And you may be feeling a little creative and courageous and confident. You may also receive some information here. So you may be like trying to go into this experience or into this, not necessarily like going into it, because you have a partner here that we're talking about. And if you don't, then, you know, just hold on a second, I'm gonna get to you. But yeah, you may be like trying to create this environment that is not necessarily realistic, or there may be some truths about that, what you're trying to do, that you just may not be able to accomplish or achieve. Like your partner just may not have the capacity to do those things, or you may find that there may be some unrealistic expectations put on you, and that you may not be able to deliver some things that your partner's expecting. We also have the 10 of Cups here. So this is obviously, I feel like, what you're working towards here. And you and your 10 of Cups, that can happen in a different way. It may not be the way that you have documented it, the way that you have required the universe to provide it to you. It's looking like it may not happen that way, but it doesn't mean that it can't still happen. It doesn't mean that you can't still experience joy and bliss and fulfillment in your relationships. Now moving to, like, if you are single, this is still something that you can apply within with the love that you're giving yourself, and you can explore that more deeply and ensure that you're giving yourself everything that you need from an emotional perspective, from a physical perspective, and from a spirit soul perspective. So like body, mind, and soul here. Okay. We also have hope and faith, and you keeping that dream alive. And again, there's nothing wrong with dreaming, with visualizing and providing that to the universe. It's just, I feel like there's this detachment, or this, I hate to call it an issue, but there's like a rejection or resistance about what the universe is providing to you, because you don't see it as exactly what you wanted. Okay. So we have the Fool here with new beginnings here. So just know and trust that the universe is bringing you exactly what you need to see at this time, and that you need to experience at this time. But we do have opportunities for growth out of that. So you can see, like, okay, this is not what I'm desiring. So what can I do about this current situation? What changes can I make? What adjustments can I make? Are there different viewpoints that I can take? Are there different perspectives that I can consider? Are there different things that I can do? Is there a different strategy that I can take and I can have to work towards this fulfillment that I'm seeking and desiring? Okay. So this is definitely about you figuring out the best ways to adjust as you're having this experience and you're going on this journey. So that in and of itself is a blessing to you. Okay, so being able to see and then to make adjustments and changes is what I'm talking about. All right, so we have the 9 of Wands. So we have you continuing to try, continuing to put in that inspired action and effort. I feel like for some of you, there is a little bit of a feeling of feeling drained and feeling like things are not aligning as you expected them to be. So there may be some feelings, some energy, some lower vibrational energy that you can let go of at this time and try again, right? These are all tries back here that may not have happened and may not have had the specific outcome that you were desiring or wanting, but she's ready. She's ready with her new wand. And this is you, like ready to get back in there, to go back at it, to adjust, to change, and align your dream with what is more of who you authentically are. Because even though you may want it and you may require it of the universe, it may not be who you authentically are, is what I'm hearing. And it may not be what is best for you. So that's why it's not happening in that way. Okay, so that's something that you definitely want to consider here, because this is now the second week that this is coming up as guidance for you. Okay. All right, so let's get some oracles here. So we have jealousy, okay. So you may be looking at others and comparing your situation to others, and it doesn't just have to be romantically. This could be financially, this could be resource-wise, or it could be relationship-wise. Career-wise, whatever you're applying this to, whatever you're kind of feeling like, why isn't my situation like theirs? Why aren't things happening in that same way? Why don't I have the same things that they have? Why is this so much more difficult for me? So yeah, the ego may be getting in the way here of you seeing the blessings that are being bestowed upon you, and seeing that you do have the opportunity to make the best out of every situation that comes your way. And that is, you know, that takes a little bit of work sometimes. So it may not be like just as easy as like, oh, well, I feel good. I'm not getting what I want, but I still feel good. Like, yeah, no, it's understandable that you may have that little mourning period. You may be questioning why. You may have the feelings that you have, and you're rightfully so. And this is about processing them and figuring out what adjustments you can make to allow yourself to be more aligned to who you authentically are. So basically learning those lessons and allowing yourself to move forward and letting go of the ego. So let's look at some challenges here. So we have the Queen of Swords coming up. So this is about truth and honesty and seeing things clearly. So yeah, that's definitely going to come up as a challenge for you. And we know that because this is the second week that, you know, we're still talking about this. So we do know and see that, you know, there is opportunity here for you to be clear and upfront and honest with yourself about what's going on and what the reality is, and how you now will need to adjust and change your dream to align with the human experience that you're having here. Okay, so we also have this King of Pentacles here. Yeah, this is you having the strength and the courage and the stability to live the experiences that are coming towards you. Okay, so this is you not giving up and trusting in the truth, and trusting that you'll connect with fulfillment, with joy, and with bliss. And that may require you to adjust your inspired action and adjust your plans, adjust your goals. Okay, so fulfillment may look different for you is what I'm hearing. And I don't think that it was, so two things. Either it wasn't necessarily realized last week is what I'm hearing, or you know it, you know this already, and you're not willing to accept it or to understand it here. Okay, so it's you coming into that realization that that's how things are working now, and you can still be happy. It's just going to look a little different than what you envisioned it or imagined it to be. We also have the Hanged Woman here. Okay, so you may also have difficulty getting in those self-care practices here. And you may also be moving like very fast here and haphazardly, and not really taking the time to think things through before you make decisions or you go forward and do things. So this is inviting you to really pay attention to that. And if this resonates with you, if it doesn't, then just leave it. But if it resonates with you, then you're being guided to pay attention and take those moments of solitude and peace and calm and restoration. So you're restoring yourself, body, mind, and soul, and replenishing your soul here. Refilling your cup is what I'm hearing. So definitely make sure that you're getting those moments in, because that's coming up as a challenge. So we also have the Knight of Wands here. All right, so you may also not be feeling like your normal, charming, confident self. And you may want to sort of like block yourself off from some people. And you may want to just retreat to your corner and just, you know, take care of yourself. Okay, and that's okay. That's okay, no judgments here. Okay, so just give me one more on this, right? Ace of Swords. Okay, so you may find that that may not be the best option for you at this time, so absolutely getting those self-care practices in, but then there may also be some connection that you're being guided to make here, and that you're being asked to be honest and open about that. So if you do need help or support or assistance in some way, even if it's just connecting with other like-minded individuals to help you to ease your mind and to know that, yeah, there's other individuals that are going through the same thing, that are working on the same thing. So this may be that opportunity for you to get out into those communities, and it can be online. I'm not saying like get out into your community, however you feel comfortable. So it could be online, it could be reading, it could be researching, or it could be networking or actually connecting with other individuals in your soul family. But that option is here, and I feel like for some of you, you may be feeling like, oh yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that. But the truth is coming out here that it would be beneficial to you to do that. Okay. So what else? What else? Oh, so we have you remembering many of the clouds casting shadows aren't real. So I love this because this is about you not accepting all the truths. All your thoughts are not yours, right? Because you can see them. You know that you're having them, so they can't be yours. They can trickle up into your reality, and you accept, define, hold on to, or you release and let go and just say like, yeah, that's not me. That's not true. So this is just that reminder to you that you are not your thoughts. You decide what you think, you decide what you connect with, you decide what your attitude is, what your mood is, what energy you're going to give more energy towards. You decide that. So in that case, don't put your energy towards existing truths or energies that, not existing truths, but existing thoughts that are not true. Okay? All right, so let's move to underlying fears. Okay, so I feel like some of you are just worried that you're not going to get like your happily ever after, and those are the words that I'm hearing. Okay, so I don't even subscribe to that, but those are the words I heard. Now, what I would say, you can definitely strive toward fulfillment. You can experience fulfillment. Those are states. So you can enter those states. You can be in those states for very long periods of time, months and months and months, and you may go back and forth. You're going to have contrast no matter what. You will have contrast because you're a human here, having a human experience. So you designed experiences and lessons and contrasts and challenges for yourself. You design that, so you can't get out of that, but they can come few and far between here. They can be less and less impactful and less damaging to you based off of you knowing the truth and accepting the truth and understanding what that is and creating a new happy, content, fulfilled environment based off of a healthy knowledge of who you are, as opposed to trying to force anyone else to be a certain way or trying to force yourself into a mold that's not you and doesn't fit. Okay? So hopefully I explained that well. I don't feel like I did, but hopefully I did. What else? We also have the Seven of Wands here. Okay, so you may have some feelings of defensiveness coming up here, as well as like just being drained and over it and tired of trying things and tired of trying to force specific outcomes or accomplish and have certain solutions be present. So you're really being guided to focus on your energy, the energy that you're putting off. and how you're defining situations here. So those are what's going to help here with this fear of, never reaching like a particular state that may not even exist here. So 10 of Cups, fulfillment, happiness, that does not mean that everything is perfect here, okay? But I'm not going to go back into that because I feel like I explained that. So yeah, this is just about you allowing yourself to step into a new reality, a new version of you, where you're having healthy experiences and you're feeling most of the time joyful, contentment, and satisfaction. We have the High Priestess here as well. So there may be some fears surrounding like your ability to create and co-create with the universe and what that's going to look like here. And we talked this whole time about like outcomes and trying to force specific outcomes, but it's showing up here. So that's like a deep underlying embedded fear within you of what the potential possibilities of outcomes can be. And if you trust and know that you can handle anything that comes your way, then you can call on that trust when you are experiencing contrast or experiencing outcomes that are not what you desired, but you're going to receive everything that you need to receive to teach you, to allow you to grow, to allow you to gain perspective, whatever the reason is. That's for you to decide when you have that experience. So you can quickly extract that meaning out, and you can decide how you want to leverage that wisdom in the decisions that you make as you move forward. Okay? So just know and trust that you have those abilities, and you can do that no matter what comes your way. Okay, so let's get some oracles here. So we have nature, with you grounding yourself and finding a sanctuary in nature. So you are advised to connect with the elements here. So definitely get out into nature and ground yourself. So this could be walks. This could be just like sitting out on your balcony or on your porch, sipping your tea. You walking barefoot in nature, you connecting with your plants, with your animals, taking a walk. I'm seeing like you taking a walk through a path here. I see flowers, just in whatever way feels comfortable to you to connect with nature. Absolutely do that. What else do we have? So we have accountability. Wonderful. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. And I feel like this is so important to mention because this is also what we've been talking about here. And we talked about it last week as well. Taking ownership over the situations that are occurring with you and happening. And that's being honest about what's going on and the choices that are in front of you and how you can make the best out of your situation, as well as what you can do moving forward, as opposed to really focusing on the lack or the negative aspect of things as you are defining it, because you are defining all of these experiences. So really staying focused on what am I to learn from this and how can I use that information and what I learned as I move forward. Okay. What else? All right, so we have not letting pride get in your way. And we just talked about setting that ego aside. So I spent like several minutes on it in last week's recording. So if you haven't watched that, definitely go back and watch that because it's very much aligned with what's going on here. Because this is like a continuation from last week for some of you. For others of you, this is about new things that are coming your way and you still needing to make those adjustments based on how you're feeling and the energy that's reflected back to you from the universe. But really focus on setting the ego aside as you're having these experiences and you're learning. You're opening yourself up to learning from them, as opposed to just defining them as negative and, I don't want to deal with that right now. But instead, what is this teaching me? What knowledge can I gain from this? What lessons can I learn? And how can I use that to be different as I move forward? Okay. All right, Virgo. So those are the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week.